días. Antes de empezar con la lección hoy, tengo 3 anuncios para ustedes. Primero, thank you guys so much for responding to that survey. I appreciate a lot of your guys' honesty and giving me helpful feedback to make adjustments for the future and kind of know how you guys are doing. Also, I wanted to announce, along with that I will be choosing the name of our new classmate later this week, so stay tuned. Anuncio número 2. I have been making a lot of comments on Canvas, and I plan on that being the main way that I communicate to you guys and give you feedback on specific assignments that you've done. So if you haven't already done so, please turn on your notifications for the comments on Canvas, okay? Like when I comment on one of your assignments, I believe there's a way to do that in the settings. You should either be getting a notification on Canvas or an email telling you that a new comment has been made. Then you can take a look at that comment, and if it's just like received, perfecto, you don't need to worry about it. But if it's something like received, take a look at your verb conjugation. I would highly recommend you go back to that activity and kind of try and check over it and figure out what your mistakes are so you don't keep making those mistakes in the future. And if you have questions on my comments or feedback, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. All right, my third and final announcement for today is that I will be having a Zoom meeting. I'll send you guys an email here in a little bit. And that will take place on Tuesday at 1. In case you haven't had a Zoom meeting before, I will post some instructions in this assignment. During the meeting, we'll just be having like a Q&A time if you want to ask questions. We can practice our Spanish, or we can just talk even in English and kind of see and check in how everyone's doing. I'm guessing the meeting will be 15 to maybe 30 minutes. So again, Tuesday at 1, if you're interested in asking questions, practicing your Spanish, or even just checking in with your classmates, you can join our Zoom meeting at that time. Okay, and the last thing I have for you before we get into our actual activities for today is a meme. Not only do I have one meme today, but I actually have 2 memes for you. The first one is just a regular old meme, and I decided since you guys might be missing each other a little bit more than usual, I would make some custom memes specifically for our class and our classmates and things like that. If you have suggestions or you'd like to be featured in a meme, let me know. Okay, let's take a look at this meme. It has some throwbacks to earlier in Spanish too, so let's see if we can figure this out together. It says, o sea, sí quiero hacer ejercicio. O sea means like, so they're saying, like, yeah, I want to exercise, pero no tengo Apple Watch, I don't have an Apple Watch, ni tenis Nike, nor Nike tennis shoes, ni ropa Under Armour, nor Under Armour clothes, ni proteína whey, nor whey protein, ni AirPods, ni 20,000 seguidores in Instagram, nor 20,000 followers on Instagram, ni ganas. And if you remember back to Unit 1, no tengo ganas, it's like I don't feel like it, aka I don't have the desire to. So they don't have all those things, nor desire. Our next meme is one of our custom memes that I made specifically for you guys. This one goes out to period 4. It says, Miss James, ¿cómo estás? Gretchen, tengo frío. ¿Es verdad, sí o no? Okay, that concludes our announcements and memes. On to today's activities. The first activity that we're going to do today is go over that sentence scramble activity that you guys did last week. And I'm going to do it in 2 parts again, or kind of 2 levels. One level is for students who really understand reflexive verbs and they're good to go. And maybe I commented on your assignment, something like, great job, keep up the great work, muy bien, súper bien, etc. The second part will be for students who maybe need a little bit more help with reflexive verbs, and maybe I commented something on that assignment like off to a good start, but we have some errors to clean up, or good effort, but we need to look at how we work with 2 verbs, things like that. So you get to choose the segment that's right for you. Without further ado, let's get into checking that activity. Obviously, my sentences are not going to be in the same order that yours are necessarily, but you can follow along based on the color. So, the first one that I have is the red sentence. Mi primo no se quiere lavar el pelo. Mi primo no se quiere lavar. There is our reflexive pronoun, followed by a conjugated verb, and then an infinitive verb. Okay, there's 2 verbs in this sentence, meaning that's your option 1. Or you could have also had, mi primo no quiere lavarse el pelo. So, the pronoun can either go before the conjugated verb or attached to the end of the infinitive. I didn't really do it very well on this example, but that se should be actually written as the same word as lavar. It becomes lavarse, 1 word. And the meaning of that sentence, my cousin doesn't want to wash his hair. Doesn't and want are both verbs. That's why we have the 2 options of where our pronoun can go. The next sentence I have is the purple sentence. It says, vamos a arreglarnos antes de la fiesta, o nos vamos a arreglar antes de la fiesta. 2 verbs, 2 options of where your pronoun can go, either before vamos or attached to the end of arreglar. And the meaning is, we're going to get ready before the party. The next one, the blue sentence, it says, Andrea siempre se seca el pelo en la mañana. There's only one verb here. It's a reflexive verb, so we just have se seca as our verb phrase. And the meaning of this sentence is, Andrea always dries her hair in the morning, or in the morning, Andrea always dries her hair. Next up, I have the orange sentence. There is only one verb in this sentence, so you needed to have mis hermanos y yo nos acostamos a las 10. And it means, my siblings and I go to bed at 10. Last but not least is the yellow sentence. This sentence has two verbs in it, okay? So it could be mi madre se tiene que levantar temprano el sábado, o mi madre tiene que levantarse temprano el sábado. And the meaning of this sentence is my mom has to get up early on Saturday. A lot of people were forgetting about that phrase, tener plus que plus an infinitive that expresses what someone has to do. In this case, my mom has to get up early on Saturday. It's one of our little verb formulas, tener plus que plus an infinitive. Okay, really quickly before we get into the activity itself, I wanted to go over some ways that you can identify verbs if that's something that you're still struggling with. First of all, remember that verbs represent an action or state of being, and if you can say the word after I and it makes sense, most likely it's a verb. Of course, there's going to be some exceptions, but for example, I go, I have, I can, I want. All of those words following I are a verb. Go, have, can, and want, they're all verbs. The exception for that is words that end in ly. Sometimes those ly words can come after the word I, like basically, originally, normally, etc., and those are not verbs. But otherwise, this could be a good clue that it's a verb. If you can use it after I, most likely it's a verb. Another way that you can know if a word is a verb is if you can conjugate it in Spanish, it's a verb. So if you can put it in the yo, tu, ele, usted form, etc., then you know it's a verb. For example, ir can become yo voy, tu vas, él va, etc. Same thing with querer. It's a verb meaning to want, and it can become yo quiero, tú quieres, etc. Ser is another verb. It means to be, and it can become yo soy, tú eres, ella es, etc. So those are a couple ways that you might be able to tell if a word is a verb, and hopefully that will help you out. So let's take a look at the exercise itself. The order of my sentences isn't necessarily going to be the same as yours, but hopefully you can kind of figure that out. So the first one in red, mi primo no se quiere lavar el pelo. There's two verbs here. Quiere is a verb, in this case meaning he wants, and lavar is also a verb. It's the infinitive form of to wash. Quiere lavar. He wants to wash. Because both of those are verbs, you have another option of where your subject pronoun can go. It can either go before quiere, se quiere lavar, or that little reflexive pronoun can go at the end of the infinitive. No quiere lavar se. And I didn't do a good job here, but really that se should be attached to the end of the infinitive. It's written as one word. So again, either you can have no se quiere lavar, or no quiere lavar se. And the meaning of it is my cousin doesn't want to wash his hair. Okay, next up, let's take a look at that purple sentence. The purple sentence should either look like this, vamos a arreglarnos antes de la fiesta, o nos vamos a arreglar, nos vamos a arreglar. Again, vamos is a verb. It means we go. Arreglar is a verb to get ready. So vamos a arreglar, there's two verbs there, so your pronoun can either go before vamos, nos vamos a arreglar, or it can go attached to the end of the infinitive, vamos a arreglarnos. And the meaning of this sentence, we're going to get ready before the party. Nos vamos a arreglar antes de la fiesta. We're going to get ready before the party. The next sentence in blue, this only has one verb, so there's only one option of where your pronoun can go. It says, Andrea siempre se seca el pelo en la mañana. Andrea siempre se seca, there's our pronoun and our verb, el pelo en la mañana. And it means Andrea always dries her hair in the morning, or you could have switched the phrases around a little bit. It could say, in the morning, Andrea always dries her hair. Let's take a look at the orange sentence. It says, mis hermanos y yo nos acostamos a las 10. The only verb in this sentence is acostamos. Okay, so because of that, because there's only one verb, there's only one option of where our pronoun can go. So in this case, it has to be mis hermanos y yo nos acostamos a las 10. And it means my siblings and I go to bed at 10. Okay, the last one is the yellow sentence that says, mi madre se tiene que levantar temprano el sábado. Mi madre se tiene que levantar temprano el sábado. There's two verbs in this sentence. Tiene is a verb. Levantar is also a verb, meaning to get up. So you could have either had this, or option 2 would be, mi madre tiene que levantarse temprano el sábado. Again, look at the two different places where that reflexive pronoun can go. It can either go before tiene or attached to the end of the infinitive, in this case, levantar. A lot of us forgot about the phrase tener plus que plus infinitive. Remember, we saw this in Spanish 1. Tener plus que plus infinitive is a phrase that means someone has to do something, right? It's having to do with like our obligations. In this case, you're saying, my mom has to get up early on Saturday. So in summation, here are the translation of those sentences. In case you want to go back and check any of your translations, you have that here. All right, guys, it's time for a giveaway. All right, and here's the prize for today's giveaway. I have some lovely llama brownies for you. So the first 3 people to email me llama brownie, you will be the proud owner of a whole pack of iced llama brownies. Yay! Okay, the final activity that we'll be doing today is I'm going to introduce a project to you that is due Friday. I would recommend you start working on it on little increments kind of throughout this week, but the final due date for this project is Friday at noon. So let's take a look at some of the instructions. Okay, so this project is called Mi Rutina Diaria, aka My Daily Routine. It says, for this project, you will be using Unit 3 vocabulary and grammar to share what a typical day is like for you. What do you need to include? Your morning routine, at least 5 things you do or don't do in the morning. Also the times you leave for, arrive, and get out of school. Obviously this doesn't really apply to us right now, so I'd like you to just take your normal school day, your normal school routine, and use that for this project. Unless you would really like to use your quarantine routine, then you can talk to me about it, and I'll just make sure it meets all the requirements before you do that routine. Then you're going to tell me a few things you have to do at school. Remember, have to triggers that tener plus que plus infinitive grammar phrase from Spanish 1. So you're going to be telling me things like tengo que ir, tengo que estudiar. Oh, maybe you're going to include some other people in your routine and say tenemos que ir, o tenemos que cocinar, no sé. Then you're going to tell me a few things you normally do after school and in the evening, again, using a lot of our Unit 3 vocab. You'll need to tell me at least 3 of those activities. You're going to tell me your nighttime routine, at least 4 things you do or don't do, and at least 7 different sequencing words used throughout the project. The sequencing words come from a section of your vocab list that's called palabras de secuencia, and they are words like first, then, later, after, before, etc. How will you do this project? You're going to choose one of the following. Either you can do a presentation, PowerPoint, Google Slides, Keynote, etc., with at least 16 photos of you doing some of the activities that you mentioned in your project, plus all of the above requirements. You should have at least 6 slides, but could have many more depending on how you set up your presentation. You could do a video with captions in Spanish and or voice narration. And I do have on there your idea. If you have a unique idea that you'd like to try out, again, please run it by me before you actually start the project so that I know it will actually meet the requirements rather than you doing all this work and then come to find out it doesn't really work for the project that we're doing. If you look at the rubric really quick, vocabulary and grammatical structures, that's 20 points. Are you using a wide variety, a strong range of appropriate vocabulary and grammatical structures? Or are you using the same sentence structures and the same vocabulary over and over again? Language control is worth 20 points. Few errors when using familiar or practiced vocabulary and structures, word order, and word choice. So, is your grammar correct? And the last part, which is worth 10 points, is task completion. Is your project presented in a clear and organized manner? Does it illustrate good effort, originality, details, and does it complete all of the requirements of the project? So the project is worth 50 points total. Remember, it's due Friday at noon. And please, no Google Translate. I shouldn't have to keep saying this. You guys should know this by now, but there's some of you still trying to use Google Translate. It should not take you that long to do this project. Use your vocab list, use your handouts, use what you know to do this project on your own. All right, and that is it for today's lesson. See you guys tomorrow.